Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie, and today I am participating in the Handmade Holiday Hop. There is a group of us that are posting on Tuesdays and Fridays throughout the month of October different card ideas that you can create, or actually holiday cards that you can create, and some other fun projects. So if you've missed out on any of the past projects, there is a playlist that I will put in the description of the video. They can go back and watch, and then watch for those videos coming every Tuesday and Friday. All right, so the project I'm going to be making today is a shaker. We have these adorable little tree domes. They come in a pack of 10, and then I'm going to be using this gold sequence, and the stamp set that I'm using is called Pine Tree Trimmings, and there is a die cut set that you can get the bundle and save a little bit, and it has all these different trees, and then of course the die cuts to cut the trees out, to cut the bow and stars and some of these fun little ornaments and things like that. So this set is super cute, and you can even use it for outdoors with the trees. You don't have to stick to Christmas on this one. So the paper collection I'm using is called Christmas Tags and More. It's a 6x6 designer series paper collection that come with punch outs. Now I only have half the pack here because I'm using the other half for another project, but it has 4 sheets of these little punch outs that you can use. Look how cute those are. So we're going to use some of those today, a little rogue punch out, and then you get a nice stack of Christmas type papers, and obviously this is the tags, so you can cut those out. And let me just show you the different patterns really quick. So you get quite a few of the different ones, and then on the back they all kind of have a green, like a green hue to them, so you can definitely use them for other things than Christmas. But look how cute all of those little papers are. So that is what I'm using for my pattern paper. I did grab some accents. I'm going to be using the traditional sparkling sequence. I love all these different colors, and the colors I'm choosing for inks are garden green and cherry cobbler. So what we want to do first is actually cut out the tree. So the die cut makes it super easy and handy to cut out this shape for the dome. If you do not have the die cuts, you can peel off one of these adhesives and use it as a pattern to cut one out, but this makes it so much easier. So I would highly recommend the die cuts, and then they have these fun other little shapes you can use. So I'm going to set this kind of towards the top, because I want to put a sentiment towards the bottom. So I'm going to use some washi tape to keep this guy down, and just make sure with my other piece. Now this piece was actually cut from the side, this one right here. So you can cut these papers up a little bit if you don't want to use the whole thing. So that's where I got the polka dot pattern, and I think that looks about right. So I'm going to commit to that, and then I have my die cutting machine right next door to me. You might shake just a little bit, but I wanted to show you the whole process on this one, instead of, like, you know, doing the fast forward. So you can see how easy they are to make. So I'm going to stick this in my die cutting machine and roll that through. Snap, crackle, pop. Okay, so I have that piece done. So this is a part that gets a little tricky, but not too bad, because if you know me, you know I like simple and easy and fast projects. So let me put the die cut machine away. All right, so it cuts out this adorable little tree, and you can put that off to the side. You can even use that side for another project. I put that away. Okay, so now what I want to do is stamp this tree where the dome is going to be. So you have some kind of texture underneath. So the dome is going to be like this, but it just be plain green. So what I want to do is actually stamp the tree. So I'm going to flip this over. This is going to go in the center of our card. Grab my tree stamp set and the garden green ink. Also I want to note that I am stamping on the light side of the garden green cardstock. So here's the dark side, which is pretty, but you kind of lose the stamp on that one. Let me see, did I cut this? Okay, I think I need to trim that down just a little bit. Let me grab my trimmer. Okay, so now might be a good time to tell you what sizes these are. I will put them in the description of the video, so if you want to recreate this card. But this is 3 3/4 by 5. So then we would want this one to be 4 by 5 1/4. I knew it looked a little off. And this will fit on just a regular size A2 card base. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over and then stamp, and I'm flipping it over just in case I get a little ink on it. You won't be able to see it. So I like the little furry, or the tree that has all the pine needles on it, and I'm going to set that in there and stamp that image. Oh, almost perfect. I don't think I got any ink. Sweet. Okay. Never happens. Okay, so now when you flip this over, you'll have your tree. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let me grab my card base and let's kind of just start adding our elements. So add this one first. And I like the white edge. That's why I keep them a little bit cut down. I like to have an edge on those. Okay, and then we are going to peel off the top of this shaker. So there's adhesive on the top and the bottom. I'm going to set that in there and just push that down a little bit. Okay, so my shaker is ready to go on the top. Now let's grab our sequins. You can put anything you want in there. This is the gold shaker stars. And I will put a list of all of the products I used in the description of the video too, so you can easily find them. But I'm just going to add them to the center of this tree. I probably should use like a little spoon or something. Just add a couple pinches. Try to keep them right over the tree so I can line up my dome. Okay, I think that's plenty. Probably too many. Okay, so if they're on the tree, they will be inside of the dome. Okay, so now let's peel this second adhesive off. I should have brought my picking tool. This one's a little more, there we go. Okay, and now I'm going to line this up with my tree and the back of my card. Hey, see how easy that was? I probably should have added some adhesive to this plaid piece, but I don't know, it's sticking quite well. So that's the one thing I just thought of, but we seem to be doing okay. So let's continue. So we're gonna add this polka dot piece right across the bottom, right under that tree. And we can add our sentiment. So I want to use the Oh Christmas Tree sentiment. It's in my pack. And I'm using the Cherry Cobbler ink. It's so bright and oh my goodness, it's perfect for Christmas, this Cherry Cobbler. Okay, Oh Christmas Tree, right there in the center. Perfect. Look how nice of a red that is. Now I cut a piece that's just barely going to trim or peek out from behind the sentiment. Just add a little more pop of color down there. Okay. All right, so you could leave your card like this, but we're gonna add some fun accents to it. So I'm going to take these sparkles, the sequins, and I'm going to add them right on to the dome. So it looks like it has ornaments. Look how fun that is. Add a couple on there. It gives it a 3D effect. You definitely can't mail a card like this, I don't think, so this would be a good one that you're hand delivering because the dome is quite large. Okay, and then let's grab our punch outs. There's a few that I liked. These little presents would be cute to put under the tree. This one's a little big. And oh, there's a little red one over here. And for the top of the tree, let's do a bow. How about that? Okay, so let's add these with some 3D foam. This one's so teeny that I'm actually going to use the edge of the foam. I'm just going to cut some of those pieces down to put on the bow. Right there. So don't be afraid to use those edges of your dimensionals. Use up the whole sheet. They all work the same, even if they're not pretty. You'll never see them because they're on the back. Okay, oops, just need to line this one up a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna add that to the top of the tree so the little oh, I can't remember, tails, that's the word I was looking for, come down on the tree. And then let's add some of these little gifts. I think I'm going to do the same thing and cut the edge because these are pretty thin. And add these with some dimensionals as well. Now make sure you go and check out what the other ladies created. I know Kelly is posting hers today as well, and I will be back later this month with some more ideas. Stay tuned to the end of this video and I'm going to show you a couple more ideas of what you can do with the pine tree trimmings stamp set. Okay. Oops, that one's a little crooked. Hate when I do that. And then let's do one more. It's cute. Actually, I could probably do a whole dimensional on the back of this one. It's pretty big. Okay. And add that right there. And I think we are done. Like I said, I'll put a list of supplies and also the dimensions in the description of the video. So I'm going to share a few more cards that I created using the exact same products. So I didn't bring anything new. I just used the same things that we used on the shaker. So we have the shaker one that we just created. And then I made this one using the leftovers from this plaid piece. I stamped the different tree in seafoam ink on seafoam cardstock. These little balls are die cut and you can cut them out in any color that you would like. And I stamped the furry tree, as I like to call it, in garden green. And I didn't put a sentiment on that one, but you totally could easily add a sentiment. And then this one is so simple. I just cut down one of those pieces of 6x6 that had the ornaments on it, and then I stamped From Our House to Yours in pecan pie ink, because that's kind of, it comes out kind of gold, so it matches the little ribbons for the ornaments. And then I added a little die cut with a piece of dimensional behind it just to pop it up a little bit. So look how cute and easy all of these cards are that you can do with just a few products that you have. So the stamp set again is Pine Tree Trimmings, the stamp set, and I use the die, and I'll put a list of supplies, other supplies I use, in the description of the video. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up. Maybe leave me a comment of maybe which card is your favorite, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.